Welcome to another interesting edition of Tech Trends, your number one tech show on television. On this edition of the show, I'll be chatting with the Senior Special Assistant to the President on job creation on how the government intends to create jobs with technology. Our mobile app of the week is Kankpe, and our tech tips takes a look at basic safety features you should adhere to. This is Tech Trends, and I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.
Lack of blood or the delay to get blood in an emergency situation is one of the causes of high maternal and child deaths in sub-Saharan Africa. In a report by the Nigeria Academy of Sciences, blood banking system increases the HIV burden by 14% in Nigeria, meaning that 14% of HIV-positive Nigerians got the infection through the blood system. With the fast trends of technology helping to save lives, Temi Giwa Thompson created a platform that makes blood available when and where it's needed in Nigeria. The platform, Lifebank, can be accessed through a PC, tablet or mobile phone.
We have about 30 blood banks on our platform currently, and we grow every single day. We add new blood banks to it pretty regularly. So what we have is blood banks sign up. They give us their stock regularly. So we have that information on our platform, on our database. So when a hospital needs blood, our customers will just give us a call or go online or on our website and search for the blood they need. When they get that information and they've made their order, then we'll go to the blood bank, pick it up and deliver to hospital, right to the hospital in a cold chain system.
She also shared some light on what inspired her to use technology as a tool to take blood donations and deliver blood in the right condition to the point of need.
So a few years ago, I had my child in the US, and I was so lucky because I was in a hospital where I could easily get everything that I needed, and it saved my life. If I had been in Nigeria, I would probably be dead by now because it was such a difficult birth. So I came back home and I decided to solve this problem.
All businesses have their shortcomings, and one major challenge for this startup is the adaptation of hospitals in Nigeria to use technology.
Some hospitals are entrenched in their current system. They don't understand technology, they don't like technology, and they just don't understand it. So one of the things we do at Lifebank is just train them. So we don't call the people who go to hospitals to talk to people about Lifebank, we don't call them sales agents, we call them trainers. Because really what they're doing is training our hospitals to figure out, to get comfortable with the technology we use and adopt new technology.
She also says although the response of free blood donation has been going quite well, there are times when getting a peculiar blood group could be difficult.
We had a young woman who was in hospital and she was admitted. Her blood type was AB negative, right? And our sister called us. She was the one who found our number and gave us a call back. She desperately needs this blood. We went through our database. We called all the blood banks that we have. No one had AB negative because it's such a rare blood type. Usually they give people O positive, but she was reactive to other blood types. The only blood type she could collect was AB negative. So she was in shock. She was already going into shock. So it was a really big emergency. So we have a database of blood donors, so we contacted them. We pushed. By Monday, she was in a coma. Right, so she had slipped into a coma because she couldn't get the blood she needed. We worked hard. We sent messages out. Everybody on our team used their personal social media to try to get somebody. We got 2 people. They went to the blood bank. No, we got 3 people. They went to the hospital where she was, tried to give blood. They were waiting for 2 hours before she could get the blood, before they could collect the blood from the donor and do the testing. She had died. And if we had been able to get the blood to her on Friday when she needed it, she would still be alive. So what we do at Lifebank is to try to end these things.
About 100 units of SoftBank's pepper have been ordered in Taiwan, with the first appearance of the human-like robot to be in some banks and shops on the island later this year. The move to roll out pepper on a rental basis into corporate Taiwan, home of the robot's contract maker Foxconn, formerly known as Honhai Precision Industry Corporation, makes the island one of the first markets outside of Japan to launch pepper. However, pepper won't be available for sale or to consumers yet in Taiwan, which, like many other markets, is yet to widely adopt human-like robots as part of a regular lifestyle. Foxconn Executive Director Lifebank plans to rent out 60 robots a month sometime in the first half of 2017.
Just after the release, the goal that we set for Taiwan is 60 robots per month. We hope that this can be the goal. But for this, every single company in every single industry has to make an effort. This is the goal that we set for this year. Of course, next year we will assess the circumstances again according to this year's situation.
Carrefour plans to start by putting 2 pepper robots into its shops in Taiwan, and the first mission of the robot is to get to know the customers and see how they interact with pepper, especially children, before ordering any more. Pepper will be on lease in a 2-year contract at about $836 per month. The physical and mental endurance required for an ultramarathon in the scorching desert is a daunting challenge for even the most accomplished athletes. But for a blind competitor, to run unaccompanied might seem impossible. British runner Wheatcroft has retinitis pigmentosa, which gradually reduces his sight. He was registered as legally blind as a teenager, and his vision is now almost completely gone. A veteran of numerous city marathons when accompanied by a partner, Wheatcroft teamed up with IBM to develop a smartphone app that helped him navigate his way on the last edition of the Sahara Race, which was actually held in Namibia because of security concerns in northern Africa.
To run in the right direction, all you need is a bearing. So it may be 40 degrees north that you need to run for, a certain amount of time. So we created an app that would notify me if I deviated from a desired bearing, and the way it did that was using beeps, much like parking sensors. So the further he deviated from the bearing, the higher the frequency of the beeps.
In his daily life, Wheatcroft is normally accompanied by guide dog Ascot. So it was fitting that the app he co-developed with IBM was named in the Labrador's honor, Ascot. There are some things that the app cannot help with, such as monitoring the ground for uneven terrain and relaying that information to him in a way that would give him time to react. However, Wheatcroft and IBM are continuing to develop the technology with plans to incorporate devices into his clothing using touch sensors that would relay navigational information known as haptics communication.
The key improvements are definitely to take it to the city marathon. So the app for the desert used GPS. GPS was the navigation system. So now can we create a system which can identify the objects and then translate that information to me? That's what we're working on now, some kind of sensor detection system that uses haptics to vibrate different parts of my body.
Completing the ultra-marathon in Namibia proved too much for Wheatcroft because of the rough terrain and heat, but he is determined to return.